I'm here to show you today on how to avoid your car from getting repossessed. How are we gonna avoid that repo man? Okay, so looking at this article from just June of 2023, it showed that loan defaults and repossessions has returned to their historical 2022 norms. Okay, wait, just in 2022, we were at the lowest repossession rate of all time. And that was because of the stimulus money. Now, fast forward to October. Loan delinquency rates reached the highest level since 1994.
Damn!
Yeah, so obviously the tides have changed relatively quick. Within the last 3 months, we've gone from historical norms to blowing out the average by about 29 years.
Damn!
And I'm not hating, right? Because I'm just trying to get it like everyone else. And sometimes it goes hard, especially with a lot of layoffs coming through. Repos are on the rise. I know back in 2020, everyone thought they were going to get that good stimulus money and they weren't ever going to have a day of reckoning, but it is back, folks. And people who overpaid for cars are now upside down on their car payments, and the value of used cars are tanking. And I see online that a lot of people are just bashing YouTube saying, hey, car prices are falling. Everyone who's paid these $1,000, $1,200 car payments, they're screwed. And yes, that might be true. I don't not agree with them. My car payment's about $540 a month, which is roughly about 8% of my take-home pay. So I'm good, but we ain't here for that. I'm here to show you today on how to avoid your car from getting repossessed. What I mean is, of course you can pay your payments. 1 month, everyone could be making plenty of money on their cars, and at the drop of a hat, bam, repos are here. And let me show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. So when the repo man comes knocking at your door, let's protect ourselves to make sure let's not make it easy for them. We want to make them work for that car because they don't get paid unless they get that car. So they're going to keep trying, and they're very, very, very aggressive. Let's say that when it comes to finding out what car they trying to get from you. And so let's talk about how to hide your car from repossession. Number one, quick thing you could do, change the license plate. Yes, when people are looking for a car, they're going by a license plate. And if you change your license plate, maybe use one of, swap license plate with someone at your home, they can't identify for sure that it's the right one. And they'll have to make a couple calls when they pull up on your home to see if that's something that is the right car because they're at the right place. But if that's not the right license plate, then they're going to have to call their dispatcher and say, hey, let's do a license plate check. And that might buy you some more time. So when the repo man comes pulling up to come grab your whip, he's going to be waiting for 2 to 3 to 10 minutes to verify that it's your car. And when that happens, you slide. You get in your car and you get out of there. Number two, how we're going to keep that repo man away is we're going to change the appearance of the car. So if you have a $2,000 a month car payment, a $1,500 car payment, what you can do is get a wrap. Yes, wrap that vehicle in vinyl or spray paint the rims. So because when they see that car, right, they're going to have a description. When the repo man gets his dispatch, he's going to say it's a green Ford pickup truck. It's going to be a blue Toyota. Now, if your car payment was $1,000 a month, you can get a wrap on that car, $1,000 to $1,500. So just by spending 1 month of income, you can then hide your car, and by spending 1 month of car payment, you can hide your car and you can buy yourself some time. Now, I'm not saying do no fraud or anything like that, but we're just talking about how to buy yourself some time. And why I'm saying you need to do this is because sometimes everyone just needs a little bit more time. I'm not saying people are bad and people are doing this maliciously, but bro, with inflation and everything like that, times get hard. So we need to find a way for you to protect yourself so you can buy more time and work with the lender. Speaking of which, if you do feel like you're going to experience some financial hardship, you need to reach out to your lender and see if you can work out a deal with them so that they cannot take your whip. Another way to avoid that repo man is to store your car at a relative or friend's house who lives close by. Now, that might take some extra planning, but that will ensure you get to stay nice and fresh in your ride while you are buying more time to get correct with the dealership. So you don't have to go out of your way, but I think if you are behind on payments, you shouldn't be keeping it in your house. And you should, if you don't have a garage especially, don't have that vehicle at your house. You know that at about 90 days, the repo man is coming. And they have full authority to come get your whip. So the average is about 90 days when they'll come repossess your car. I'll be honest with you, I was in the trucking business and I had a truck and I fell 3 months behind and they repossessed it on day 91. Typically with these larger semi trucks, they have low jack on the car because it's a pretty sizable investment. And I was storing my car at a freight truck, just storage facility, and they came and they got it. I was actually getting work done at that storage facility by the mechanic, and he called me and he said, "Hey, I saw you came and pick up your truck." And I was like, "What? No, I didn't come pick up my truck." But bruh, he got me. That repo man got in the whip, hopped out, and yeah, they took it. They took it. But what you do have authority on, right, is that repo man can't just go up and show up and take everything you got. No, no, no. See, they actually cannot, they have to do it without like breaching your privacy, aka they can't open a locked door, they can't go in your garage, they can't do anything malicious to take your vehicle. So if you've been hiding it for a long time, here is where the locking your car in the garage kind of bites you in the ass, because creditors will eventually pursue legal action in the form of a Rep 11, which means they basically see a court order for you to turn over your car. And if they take you to court, they're gonna hit you with court costs, court fees, all the research that they had to do to get your vehicle. That's all gonna follow on you. Okay, so you don't want to play with these people. Another thing that these banks will do when they repo your vehicle, they're not going to call and tell you, "Hey, we sold it for $30,000 and we know you only owe $25,000 on the note, so here's a check for $5,000. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. They are still going to try to hit you up for some money. So when I got my semi-truck repoed, even though it was sold for above market ask, they still were talking about I owed $17,000 on my vehicle. You know what I did? I lawyered up. I lawyered up and told them, "Show me the receipts. Show me where you sold your vehicle. Show me where it went. How much I owed. Give me a printout of all the fees associated with the sale of my vehicle." And when I lawyered up and I had my lawyer draft up this document about the proceeds of that, they disappeared. I never heard from them again. I didn't see anything on my credit. Creditors didn't call me. Nothing happened. So these banks and these financing companies will be sneaky. They're going to try to get money from you even if they sell your repossessed vehicle for profit. The used car market is rolling over, and basically most cars are losing 20 to 30% of their value this year. That might not be the case. That would have happened in like 2020, 2021, 2022, when vehicles were selling for way over MSRP. But now is not the case. Most of the time when they repossess your vehicle, especially if you overpaid for that car, they're going to come after you because they're not going to get what they paid for the vehicle. But this gives us some opportunity because they don't want to sell for a loss. If a million people sell, if they repossess a million cars all with a $5,000 loss, that's $5 billion that they stand to lose. And they don't want that to happen. So in this high interest rate environment, they actually want you to keep your car. So if you are on the bubble for repossession, you can work something out with the lender. You can defer your payments. You can have them package it. You can renegotiate for a better rate, or extend your lease term to lower your rate as well. And just know, the more difficult you make it for them to get your vehicle, the more fees that they're going to potentially hit you with. So let's look at this chart, and we see that repos are on the rise. Now, what it does show also is that, around 20% of all defaulted loans don't result in repossession. And I want you to be the one out of the 5 who don't get repossessed. And the people who usually do this are usually smarter by working with the lender, leaving their vehicle at a friend's house, and calling the lender to buy them some time. Keep it locked up until you can afford to pay down. And if you send them payments to pay down that loan to maybe where you're not 3 months delinquent, you can buy yourself some time. Now let's look at the auto loan repossession rates. So the great thing is about the repos is, man, with all the inventory of repos coming online, they don't have enough drivers to repossess all these vehicles. The average repo worker, the repo's repossession driver, he makes about $40,000 to $60,000 a year. And in this day and age, that's not a strong profession to really make up this money. So as you can see, that the default rate and the repossession rate, while they are coming down, because they sold so much vehicles, that actually as a percentage, the amount of vehicles being repoed is actually going up. So let's look at 2022 further. As you can see, because there is that repo man shortage, look, they're only repoing about 100,000 vehicles a month. So guys, protect yourself. Hide that vehicle at a friend's house, change the license plate, call your lender, lock your doors, set up a ring camera outside so you get the chime when someone's pulling up, and protect your car. Because the longer we can keep our car, the more time we can buy and utilize it, because you need your car every day. So these banks and these lenders, they're going to play their games, but you got to play your games too.